the way to change that is, the same sorts of mass protests we're seeing now against police misconduct. That is a great start, but it has to get much bigger. The targets have to be a lot more ambitious. Obviously, that will come if and when wins come with police reforms. But as I mentioned before, it's not just the police that are a potential authoritarian kind of roadblock to change. There's a whole heap of other, potentially even bigger things when we look at the DEA and the NSA and the FBI that are in serious need of not just reform, but possibly something even more radical. So having that mass pressure to push politicians to do what has to be done, that is the key.
Couldn't agree more, though. I do want to complicate the picture just a little bit. I agree with you certainly that Congress has a great deal of influence and it hasn't been using it. Where you mentioned that it's not a lack of resources, but a lack of will, I would actually say that it's both. And the reason that resources have become a constraint is particularly because of Nancy Pelosi. As the speaker, Nancy Pelosi has defunded $100 million from the legislative branch over the course of her tenure, which is to say Congress has a lot less investigative capacity than it used to. At the moment, she unilaterally imposes a set of House rules that entirely deny to every member of Congress, except for a handpicked handful of her deputies, any access to staff with security clearance who can see behind the wall of executive classification to see, have there been CIA coups in Venezuela, Bolivia, and Brazil in the last year? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. And the reason why we don't know is because Speaker Pelosi ensures that members of Congress don't know either.